When?
Years ago.
Hi again.
Again?
What you were just talking about reminded me more of my question here. Battlestar had an awful lot of gritty human brutality, some violence, and a lot of that showed up on the New Caprica part of it. You must remember that. So anyway, between Saul and Ellen, when Saul was a prisoner of the Cylons, and then Ellen showed up, she was with Cavill for herself, still trying to get him back, get Saul back. But all that brutality, especially during the end of it, when Saul discovered she was the traitor and had to execute, that seemed like an enormous emotional reach. How do actors like yourself handle that? Both approaching it and finishing it. How do you do that? What do you go through?
Well, you go through hell. It's hard. It was really, really hard. I mean, it was especially hard for me because I was getting killed off, and nobody wanted to get killed off the show. Nobody wanted to get killed off, and so it was a death on so many levels. You know, it was going to be a huge loss on so many levels. I was grieving before we even ended it, and to play Ellen, you know, to know that's just me personally, you know, getting kicked off the show, and then me personally, playing Ellen, losing her man, and knowing that he's not going to be able to take my hand and run out of the cave, you know, or just like, he's not going to be able to fix this. He's not going to be able to make it any better. It's the end. It's over.
That's what I was getting at.
Yeah, I mean that sitting there on that bench, I remember sitting there on that bench, it was the hardest, it was hard. And still, as Ellen, I wanted to take that cup from him. I didn't want him to give it to me. I wanted to take that burden from him. You know, and
yes.
One more time, I wanted to just say with an action, this is how much I love you. And that's it. That was it. That was a quiet way of saying, I understand what has to happen here.
To me, it very much came across. You did an excellent job with that. All of it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, I was brilliant writing that, as all of it, but I was definitely brilliant writing in that section of the show. I mean, the whole season 3 on the planet, I'm so proud of what we all did down there and the stuff. I mean, you'd be listening to the radio as you're being driven to set in the morning, and you're going, my God, we're doing that very thing on set today. And the fact that Ellen, we're behind enemy lines, we're about to evacuate, hopefully, and we were behind enemy lines, and she's got to be killed, and I've got to do it. That in itself was brilliant writing. You know, the directors right from the beginning of Battlestar Galactica, Michael Reimer and Moore and Ike, I guess, but Reimer especially in casting Battlestar, they have such respect and love for actors and for this whole business, but they really do have this appreciation of the craft that we are part of, that they cast people that they don't cast them for the look of them. They don't cast them in a normal way, oh, they'd be perfect for them. They cast people that they find intriguing in the audition room, that they have a dialogue, because if you're going to ever go and audition with Michael Reimer, go and do it. Whether you get the part or not, you're going to have an amazing 20 minutes in the room, and he's going to get as much out of it as you are. And there's not many directors around, but there are some that are like that. So for us actors on the set, they're there and they're ready to let you play, and so you play on the set with them, and that was one of the real, you know, people keep talking about the casting of Battlestar was so right. They didn't just luck out. They were very talented at the job that they did, and things like this they wrote for us because they knew, here, give it to give it to Hogan and Vernon and watch what they do with this. It was an absolute gift.